All right, so it's episode number 19 of the Warrior Room. I'm Shaun Campbell.
What's up? I'm JP.
Yeah, so it took me a long time to pick out a shirt. I literally, this is funny, like I literally went through about 3 or 4 different t-shirts because every time I usually wear a sweater, but it's like 25 degrees out today or something.
Oh yeah.
So I literally went through about 3 or 4 different shirts, and you're trying to find the one that fits the best, right? Like we all know, every guy out there knows what we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
So I ended up with this, like
I usually pick out mine from like Baby Gap or something, right? Like, you know, something that's going to be a little bit snug.
Yeah, I used to do that before. Now I'm trying to find the right comics. It's funny thing is that all your shirts are the same shirt, like for the same place, but yet they all fit different.
It's true. Yeah.
Some will be like really nice through here, but then the sleeve will be a little loose. But then some will be really tight in the sleeve and a little looser in here.
Or the sleeve sits a little bit too low, and it's like, you know, like not up enough.
Or you sit too high and it's kind of weird. It's like where's that girl shirt?
Yeah.
So I ended up with this one. I guess to solve the whole problem is just put any t-shirt I want, but then do an arm pump first. But we're not gonna go that far.
There you go. I even wore my hair up today. Check it out, man.
So it's a beautiful day. It's episode number 18.
18.
Did I say 19 or 18?
18.
So I keep saying 19 because let's not worry about that. It's 18. So yeah, JP actually
was what the text message said.
It is 18. I before I texted you, I made sure I looked at, okay, what was the last one?
Yeah.
So I double checked my computer. I even had to double check because I kept wanting to say 19 for some reason. So it's episode 18.
It's been a while.
But we're gonna open up with something cool here. JP was just saying, did you see his post yet? But it wasn't even about what we were going to talk about. But I said, you know what? That's the perfect thing to talk about.
That's the lead-in right there, right?
Well, what do you think this girl's going to think? I'm saying she's an influencer. She wants us to talk about this.
Yeah.
So we're going to say her name, show the post, everything.
So I think this will be one of those opportunities where Shaun's going to like put that image, right?
Yeah.
You know, like,
hold it up just for a second so I can see what it is. And
all right. Should I show you? Or should I get it to the camera?
Yeah, take it right to the camera.
All right.
I'll put the real one in.
Right? Oh, it's all blurry. Right about there, maybe.
Yeah, and then JP just gonna kind of read it, and we'll talk. We already talked about it actually, but I said, you know what? We should have had this on camera. So we're gonna relive the moment again.
So on Instagram, so this is TASHA STAR, right? So on Instagram, it's TASHA _star_ fitness, right? So we'll put that up there too, right? And I just thought, like, you know, she posted this a couple days ago, and I just thought this was absolutely fucking amazing. Right? So the transparency with which the post was put up. So basically, like the image on the left. So here, I'll just get right into it and read.
Just stay right there. We're gonna play different angles here. We got things. We're doing things.
Oh shit!
Doing things here.
It's like a whole production now.
Okay, JP. So I got you on camera.
Oh,
the floor is yours because I won't be talking during this. So you read the post. No pressure.
There we go. All right, let's see it. All right. So she says, the lies the fitness industry sells you. I look at the photo on the left, and although I feel a sense of accomplishment about what I had achieved, I can't help but feel a sense of shame in terms of the type of athlete and coach that I was at the time. I remember receiving inquiries from individuals about coaching, often referencing my photos for how they wanted to look. I would reply with excitement and convince them that, you know, it was absolutely possible and I could help make that happen. At the time, I was told to sell the dream, not the reality. You did whatever you had to do to close the deal. They would ultimately fail, and in the process, I would convince them that it was their fault that they weren't able to achieve their goals. You want to know the real difference between the photo on the left and the photo on the right? Besides my mental growth, awareness, and mindset shifts, I still train with the same intensity, perhaps even more now. I still eat well. I may have been leaner then, but that was also because I was starving and using a cocktail performance enhancing drugs. How fair was it to not give anyone a disclaimer on that at the time? I would like to formally apologize to anyone I sold this dream to. I wish I knew then what I know now, but now I know how important it is to be honest about these things and how much it can impact someone both physically and emotionally. So when I read that, even right now, it's just like, I'm just thinking like, whoa, right?
I gotta jump in here.
The honesty and the level of transparency with that, right? Like, I thought it was amazing. right? Because like, yeah, I mean, the truth is in this industry, you know what I mean? Like most of the time, like Shaun even brought up some extra stuff, right? Like, aside from the fact that some people will choose for their own goals initially, like to, take whatever drugs to help them get there. Additional to that, like one of the things that Shaun had brought up is just in terms of genetics, right? Like certain people, like, even if they didn't work out, even if they didn't do anything at all, they probably still look like $1 million, right?
Yeah, so I don't know where we're going with this, right? We're all over the place here. I can edit this up. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was just basically comparing it to, it's like there's a healthy approach to fitness, which is what we want to promote. There's healthy fitness lifestyle, like where you're going to incorporate things into your lifestyle that you're going to live a healthier life. And then there's getting into like a look. That's a whole different thing. It's just like competing almost like. You got to know what your direction is. Do you want to just look a certain way, or do you want to feel a certain way? You can't have, well, you can have both. I mean, but if you want to go to the extreme, like
achieving the look on an individual day, that should be emphasized too, right? Because it's not necessarily something that you're looking to maintain on a regular basis.
It's almost like the general public just wants to be healthy, fit. The majority of people in this world. And then there's people that want to like maybe compete. There's two different things. If you're going to be a competitor, or you're going to be a healthy, better you. These are two different people. They can be the same person, different times of their life, but they're two different goals.
It requires a very different level of sacrifice.
You don't take the general person saying, I want to get in shape, I want to feel good, I want to look good for the summer, and then you put them on like the diet, like she said,
the hardcore,
where you say, if you don't reach this goal, it's all your fault. And meanwhile, it's not even possible for this goal. It's basically setting up for failure.
I was just going to say exactly that. Right? Nailed it. Right? Because I mean, like it's such an overly aggressive, approach to things that, like even some of the people that do this on a regular basis find it tough, right? So, you take like, the average person that, maybe has never dieted a day in their life. Right? And
it's kind of like with that theory of just because someone looks good, they know what they're talking about, right? Because you see people that compete maybe in one show in their life, and then now that's the way they preach just how you get fit to everyone. And
I did too.
And that's the trainer who knows how to incorporate lifestyle changes and has an approach that works for you and makes you feel good about yourself. That's the approach the general public should take, right?
Especially for the general public.
And especially like you were saying from that post, she mentioned the cocktail, right? Like the funny thing is, there's a lot of influencers out there or trainers or whatever that tell you all these things to do to get in shape, but they don't tell you the one major thing they did to get into this type of shape, which is kind of deceiving, right?
And sometimes
it really sets you up for failure.
There's even surgeries. Right? Like the people do, right? So they've had some sort of surgeries, and they've had whatever.
But they deny it or mislead the public about all of it.
Mislead, I think, is
they don't really deny it. They just don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it,
Or someone like the Liver. This is where maybe we can go on tangents. So like the Liver King will actually, if you ask him straight up, he will deny it.
Straight up deny
until he got caught. And then he's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. So and these are influencers that are telling you how to, whatever. So you gotta. Just work with a trainer or someone, or find a program that works for you that you follow within like healthy guidelines.
I mean, I think the goal ultimately should be because you're not looking to
just think long term.
Think long term, and you're not looking to compete or compare, with other people in terms of what look that they've managed to achieve.
We even said that in the last one of these posts before, comparison is a thief of joy. And we all compare ourselves, or we compare ourselves to that previous you as well. We do that all the time. Like say, for her, maybe with those pictures, she may look back at that time and say, oh my God, I wish I looked like that. But then realize that
she felt like shit, right?
But sometimes people don't even care how they feel. They just want that look. Right?
That's true,
That's not good.
One of the things that we've mentioned,
that's good. If you're a competitor, there is a point where the scale tips. You sure it's a healthy approach for a while? Especially if you're not doing it natural. If you do it natural, it's pretty healthy, but you're still going to go through some tough times. If you don't do it natural, then you never know what's going to happen.
One of the things I think we brought up in a previous episode too, right, is oh shit, I just lost my train of thought. Damn it.
I was talking about healthy approach.
I had it on the tip of my tongue. God damn it.
This is where we go to a commercial break.
Commercial break. Yeah.
Buy a Workout Warrior t-shirt, a Workout Warrior hat. We got all those 25% off at officialworkoutwarrior.com. So this is for the whole month of April, officialworkoutwarrior.com, all IDFA apparel and all Workout Warrior apparel is 25% off. It's officialworkoutwarrior.com. Now back to JP.
Pick up that stuff now. All right. Yeah. So in terms of comparison, right, like in competing with others, right? You know, like I think we've touched about this on one of the previous episodes. In that, you know, like you can come into a competition if we're gonna like tie it in with like, you know, like the IDFA competitions and such, right? You can come into a competition and, you know, feel like, you know, you didn't really achieve what you were trying to achieve, right? The type of look, the conditioning, whatever, right? You know, you might even be sitting there thinking to yourself, like, you know what, like, fuck, I look like shit, right? Okay. But because it's all relative, right? So if other people show up that are not necessarily a very high caliber of competition, you get first place, right? Because it's relatively speaking compared to everybody else, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, okay, like this person won first place, right? And I'm mentioning this because like sometimes like we put so much stock on the placings, right? And it's not really, it shouldn't really be about that. I mean, people, you know, there's value to it, of course, like, you know what I mean? Like, but, you know, like you're competing more against yourself, really, like in terms of your own conditioning, because the flip side of that is you can come in the best freaking shape that you've ever been able to achieve, right? Relatively speaking, somebody else shows up who's a freak of absolute freaking nature.
I think you're telling us a story, a personal story, right?
You know, like, well, I went through it, but like, you know, like other people go through it too, right? Like, you know, like there's been times where like, you know, like you see from like, you know, whether it's this organization or others, right? Where somebody ends up with first place and it's just kind of like, oh, that person got first place.
That's where
but it's relatively speaking.
That's where it gets really weird, really tough to tell people what exactly does it take to win or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you do the best you can within the guidelines and what they're looking for within shape and all that kind of shit, muscularity, shape, definition, all that kind of stuff, presentation. Yeah. But it's all relative to who's on stage with you, right? Yeah.
And you have no control over it.
Like when someone says, what should I do differently to do better next time? Well, maybe that girl just doesn't show up next time. No, I'm just joking.
That's true.
But that's how, because it's a relative sport. It's relative to who's on stage, right?
You could have pointers that...
You could actually not fit, because some people say, how did that person win figure and they don't even look like what you said they should look like for figure? Yeah, but compared to everyone else on stage, they were the best.
They were the best
closest to that.
Yeah. The closest to that look, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, for sure, right? You know, like it makes a big difference as to who shows up, right? Like, and you have no control over that whatsoever.
But what you do have control of is just showing up the best you possibly can.
Exactly.
And that's what you should do. And if you did that, I know it's not, this is where it sounds cheesy, that you should just be happy no matter what happens. I know because we're humans, everyone wants to place as best as high as we possibly can. But you know what? You don't have control of that on the day of the show anymore.
Right.
Because you don't know who's going to show up.
The work's already been done.
Yeah, you don't know who's going to show up. Or if you walk onto that stage knowing you did everything you possibly could within the time frame where you're competing, whatever, preparation, then you've won already. Yeah. And then just let the chips fall where they may, right? Yeah. But that's where you put in all the work off stage, right? So the more you put into it, and the more in genetics. Sorry.
I was going to say, just obviously, it's easier to say on the outside looking in. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just the nature of the beast. You know what I mean? Like, you really have no control over who's going to show up. Like, you know, like, I like what Shaun just mentioned right now. Like, just in terms of like, you know, what you said about, you know, just, you know, leave no doubt in terms of anything else that you could have done. Yeah. Right? You come in, like, you know, like you know, you're disciplined. You're doing the work that you need to do, and make sure that you're coming in better than you've come in the past.
Yeah, it's almost like that's where you should be. You see it all, especially in that fitness industry, where you always see, I'm going to be better than I was last time. That's what your goal is. Yeah. Not you can't, because you can't say my goal is to win. Of course, that's your goal is to win, but you do not know who's going to show up. Yeah. You have no control of that. Yeah. But what you do have control of is be better than the you were before. Yeah.
If you are learning, sorry.
You go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, if you are coming in better condition than you were before, you greatly enhance your chances of being able to actually be able to place up a little.
Odds are you still are going to, but there's the odd, because the odds are if you go to the same type of competitions, your competition is relatively going to be the same.
Yeah.
And if you look better and you place second or third before, likely you're going to place first or second. Likely, but you still don't know who's going to be there and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And anything can happen, any scenario, right? But I guess the only thing is to live and learn from say if you competed twice, your first experience, you know what you did, everything, what got you to this look.
Yep.
And we're all gonna have like things we wish we worked on better after we look at pictures and stuff. Because everyone's different. You might, because after you look at pictures, like, oh my God, I can't believe I still do that double bicep wrong, or that quarter turn, oh my God, it could have been better, or I don't walk good in the heels. Well, not me, but. or oh my God, I should have chose that color of suit. Like all these little things you can just fix. Like don't beat yourself up about it. Just say, okay, cool, lesson learned. And then next time you compete, just work on fixing those. And the more and more you do that, the better. And the people don't, I know people like think first place and this is all great. No, but most people, if you're looking to be a role model or an example to people, you just look at your picture and say, wow.
Like, holy jump.
And most people, if you don't tell them what your placing was, they are not even going to ask you.
Yeah.
They are just going to see what they see of you, and then they see these pictures and say, wow.
Yeah.
And they want to know, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Don't downplay, say, oh yeah, I did, I looked all right, but I go and got
We all downplay this.
We all do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but look at my lats are not good, or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, my biceps need work, whatever.
First thing I do on my old ones, right? I said, yeah, but look over here, I was retaining some water and like this and.
Yeah, so just you gotta be just don't say a word, because people. Yeah, because even like with influencer and all that kind of stuff, yes, that's it. Take the compliment. Yeah. It's kind of like influencers. You don't necessarily have to compete to be a role model. But I like competing. It's a great goal, especially when you do naturally. The health, it's still a healthy approach to competing. It's a great goal to have, because a lot of people use these things for goals to get themselves rocking and rolling and back on track. Because it's accountability and a goal. It's a strong goal. Goals are what keep us like progressing, right?
Yeah, and it's something that most people
milestones for yourself.
Most people are not even able to get through, like like a whole contest prep, right?
Yeah, because I think they're just too hard on themselves. They screw up one little bit and know what they do. They back out. Know what you should do when you screw up a little bit. You just the next minute's a new
adjust and you go.
Yeah, adjust and go. Even if you have to cry it out, because JP tells me all these stories. It's more so him than me, but. You say like every weekend you would quit basically, or say once a week.
But
you'd always keep
that
going.
First competition that I did, I think was a 16-week prep, and I quit at least 16 times. Right? Like once a week, I would quit.
Yeah, as long as you, because even if you mess up your diet royally, for a whole, it could even be a weekend. To be honest with you, if you're following. And you get right back on track, you say, fuck it, I'm not giving up, and on Monday morning or whatever it is, and you just get right back on track, your body will adjust real quickly. But if you let yourself go for a whole week,
if you let it linger,
if you let it linger long, it's gonna be hard to bounce back. Like that's why people do cheat days and all stuff, but let's not even get into cheat days. Obviously, you probably recommend no cheat days, just because most people aren't 100% perfect with their diet. If you're 100% perfect, cheat meals and cheat days, they all make sense. But you gotta be on. If you're not on and you're messing around here and there and ups and downs and all that kind of stuff.
You're cheating every day already as it is.
You're cheating every other day already. Then,
you don't get one.
And also, the older you get, your tabs will change everything. Just like, the best thing to do is like, just try and be as strict as you can. And now, especially now with counting your macros is a new thing, right? It allows you more options with your diet. Create more options for yourself and eat food you enjoy. Don't say, oh, I gotta eat chicken and broccoli because that's what they say. Like, but I hate chicken. Now you're setting yourself up. Even if you do get through the diet, it's gonna be one hell of a fight. And you're gonna.
And there's literally nothing magical about chicken in and of itself.
It's just
like,
it's like, source.
It's like not your body's gonna like, oh, he ate chicken, that means I'm gonna have abs.
It's kind of like when we think that, like with weight training, apparently your muscles don't know what the bar is, only you know what the bar weighs. Oh, I can only bench 20, or whatever. I did 200, I should be huge. But you bounce it off your chest or whatever. Then doing a 150 fully controlled,
feel the muscle.
Feeling it is gonna be way better for you than bouncing 200 pounds off your chest 3 times. Whatever. We're going on tangents here, but
all over the place.
What were we talking about? I was basically going to get to, I was trying to lead to a point. This is the point I was going to lead to. I was going to say what a good thing to do is like, because we said something about like if you screw up your diet, you just quit.
Yeah, and you come back.
I would just say if you set a goal to compete, say you set a goal to compete, like I'm just going to throw out a hypothetical. You set a goal to compete July 9th.
July 9th.
In the IDFA at the Vaughn Fitness Expo. On July 9th. If you set the date to compete on July 9th, you got 12 weeks away basically.
By hook or by crook.
No matter what happens, you get on that stage.
Yeah.
You make it accountable. Because you know what's going to happen? Even if you screw up and you think, oh my God, I should just quit. You're going to come back with vengeance the next day because you know you committed to this day of July 9th.
Give yourself,
and tell people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let everyone know.
Yeah. If you give yourself an opportunity to back out, you're going to take it.
Oh yeah, everyone takes it.
Yeah.
For anything we do.
Yeah.
Especially when people say, it's okay, JP.
It's okay
to stop. And
that was in my head earlier today. I'm going to have a story after.
Okay. So basically, so get accountability. And and don't and people patting you on the back and saying it's all right to quit, that's not encouraging. That's not accountability. That's not motivation. It's not helpful. And even with kids, I don't let, we have kids, right? Yeah. If one of my kids, if you know something they can do and they say I'm not doing it and their reason is just because they don't want to, no, we're finishing.
Yeah.
Or even myself, I'll go on the elliptical. Oh my God, there's mornings I don't want to get the damn thing. But I made a goal of myself, I'm going to go on every morning.
Yeah.
And I do 30 minutes, no matter what.
Yeah.
And because even if I say, oh, today I'm going to do 25, that's just setting me up for tomorrow, I'm going to say 20.
Yeah.
And then another day I'm going to have a good excuse, like, oh, well, I got to do this, I'm going to do 15 today.
Yeah.
I do 30 minutes, I'm busy, that's it.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Exactly the way that you said it with like, oh, it's okay.
Didn't I just talk about something right before we started taping? I said,
we gotta do topics.
We gotta do topics so I can edit it easily, so it all flows.
It's a cleaner one.
But then JP's like, but we always go on tangents.
Yeah, because one thing leads to the next. Right?
But it does. Because look at all the stuff we're talking about. This wasn't what we were going to talk about.
This is no plan at all.
I had no idea I was going to talk about competing in IDF.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Now I lost your topic again.
No, I got it. So today,
you're back. It's okay, JP.
So, I think I mentioned in one of the previous episodes too that I had started running, just treadmill stuff, right? And like it's been, I don't even know, I lost track now, 6 weeks. I don't think I've hit 8 weeks yet. And it's just been all indoor, all treadmill stuff. And initially it was like, rough as hell, and then little by little it's kind of like gotten better and better, and I can do a little bit longer time. Now granted, I'm not trying to push for a longer time, because the intention is that I just want to be, it's recovery work, right? It's not like real cardio where I'm trying to really push myself or whatever. No, it's like it's intended to just be recovery. So today, because it was so freaking gorgeous outside, I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go out for my first outdoor run. And anybody that knows me knows I'm not a runner to begin with, right? And so I'm in here, and I had my other trainer Nick inside in here today, right? And I'm like saying all these different things, and I'm psyching myself out because like with the barefoot shoes, like I really haven't run outside, and like the impact and like whatever, right? But it's only impact if you're running wrong. Anyways, I'm coming up with all these different things, right? So I'm trying to map it out, right? Because I want to know, like I have a general idea in my head of how what kind of distance I want to cover and everything. So it's like, no, this one's too short, that one's too short, right? So like I decided I'm going to run from here to Fortinos, right? So anyone in the Woodbridge area, if you know where my studio is at, it basically Google says 2.3 kilometers one direction. And so just
already not too far from me,
right? Well, and that's the thing, right? Like
I go in one direction, like over there.
Especially not being a runner, right? Like like just shy of 5 kilometers. That's a big deal for me, right?
It's a big deal for most, yeah.
And there's mostly incline going all the way from here to Fortinos, right? And then I thought to myself, well, at least on the way back it's going to be downhill, right? For the most part. So what I did not account for is the fucking wind.
But what about the part where you're saying it's okay, JP? Did you fight?
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting, right? Because getting there is.
Well, I thought you had the it's okay, JP moment before you even left.
No.
Oh no.
It's on the way back.
Oh,
it's on the way back because like I got there.
Oh, I get where you're going.
And I had to fight the wind and everything, right? But like it was all uphill. But now at least I'm like, okay, well, you know what? At least now it's going to be downhill, or at least a decline to some extent. And I'm going to have the wind on my back, so it should be an easier run on the way back.
That, yeah. Always.
The fucking wind turned around, right, and started blowing at me in the face on the way back, right? So now it's like, son of a bitch, right? So now it's like, you know, it become that much more of a labored run on the way back, aside from the fact that I was already tired from the fighting it all the way up there. And it wasn't like a real thought in my head.
But did you at least get some food when you were
but there was a little bit of the, almost like devil's advocate thought, you know, like 1%, 2%, you know, like little voice in the back of my head saying like,
far enough, JP, just
right?
walk it back.
And especially because I'm out there running on my own. Right? So like if I was to stop, like who would even know?
No one.
Right? You know, like, and I thought of that very thing where it's like, you know, like, because we talked about that on another episode, right? Oh, it's okay. It's all right. No problem. Like, you know, whatever. Like you could just stop, right? And I'm playing the scenario out of my head because like I'm almost testing myself, right? And it's just like, no, like, but it's like, you know, like I could almost see the end. Right, you know, like, or at least like, you know, I can see where the progress is, right? And what I found myself starting to do, right, because like this ties into something else that you've spoken about before too, right? The average person,
oh shit, right,
would not keep going. The average person would have stopped.
That's mindset shit right there,
right? And I'm talking myself the whole time.
Self-talk.
Yeah,
right. We all do it. At least we all should.
Because who would know if I stopped? Right? Nobody would know, and I can just be like, yeah, I finished the whole thing, whatever, right? You know, and this whole thing is going on in my head the whole time, right? So I definitely did complete the run, you know, because like if you know, when it comes down to like, you know, who would know, I would know. And I'm the type of person that, you know what, like I won't be able to fucking sleep tonight. Right? I'm gonna be sitting there like feeling like a complete freaking fraud.
Or just set you up for future failures.
Yeah.
As soon as you start,
you cut yourself some slack.
And then you cut yourself more slack, and then more slack, and then next thing you know, you're not even running. You're like, you know what? I don't really need to today. I don't feel like it.
Oh, it's too hot. Oh, it's too cold. Oh, it's this or that, whatever. Right? Come up with excuses, right? It's all mindset stuff, right? And that's the thing, like, you know, like to tie it back into your point. Right? This is the reason I brought it up. Too, right?
I forget what I was saying.
To you know, like if you're gonna set the target date, right, for a competition, right? Yeah. If July 9th, circle that shit, right? And you know, life is not going to cooperate with us at any given point in time.
It's not going to be smooth sailing.
It's never smooth sailing.
No one on that day on July 9th is going to have smooth sailing. You might say there because a lot of people love to pretend that everything's roses. Just like Instagram, we look at all this bullshit and we think everyone's got a perfect life, and then you find out some stories later down the road, like, what, that person?
Yeah.
They got a perfect little family.
Yeah.
No way that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, and then some people like to live that fake lifestyle as well in everyday life.
Oh, yeah.
How the prep go? Oh, it was easy.
Yeah.
And if you were to live with them, the people at their house probably say, this person was a fucking miserable son of a bitch.
They were a nightmare.
And if it was easy, then you should have went harder. Because it shouldn't be easy.
Exactly. Yes.
Because
you got to push yourself outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right? If you're expecting to grow in any capacity, right, you need to push outside of that comfort zone.
Just by making it to the stage, you're like in the 1%.
It's a big deal. Oh yeah.
Not even just for that, just for any goal. Yeah. Like you don't say you're gonna, for funny thing is, like people won't say I'm gonna go run the Boston Marathon and all my buddies are all gonna go do it, and then they don't show up. No, they always show up.
Yeah, show up.
But, so why do people think they can back out of like something like a physique competition, right?
Yeah.
Because it's still a goal.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be perfect. That's the thing, because you'll never, because funny thing, if you look for perfection, you're never gonna be ready. I've seen guys, because their anxiety gets so crazy, you see them a week before the show, you're like, this guy looks freaking nuts.
Yep.
And they back out of the show.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember there's a few times
like you would have cakewalked everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I wasn't ready, I'm gonna do the next one. It's like, what?
Yeah.
it's like just and plus follow through. And if you're looking just about placings, it's all relative. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So if you're, and perfection is another thing what does he say? What's your quote you had?
Or was it perfection is the enemy of joy? Right? Or something like that?
I'm not good enough or not enough, not good enough.
Oh, yeah. well, good enough is good enough, right? But like, perfection is the enemy of good enough.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, so when it comes to physique competitions, like if you're gonna aim for perfection, you're never gonna be.
You're never gonna be there.
Because the person, everyone's tough on themselves. People that you see at the show, you're like, oh my God, that guy's got life perfect. He's doubting they're doubting everything about their contest prep and how
they're looking at their own pictures after. They're like, oh, I should have done this. I could have fixed this. You know?
And that's also where it comes down to stick to the plan. Don't overthink it. Because if you start overthinking it, you're going to question every last bit. Yeah. Oh, I should have ate 30 grams of fat this daily. I should have made it 25. Or I should have ate more carbs to fill out more. Oh, I should have more protein to hang on to muscle. You're going to just second guess everything. Especially if it's your first time competing, because you don't even know what you're going to look like. So what do you have to compare it to? You have nothing compared to. Just show up, and that almost like your first show is like setting you up to see like, what is my base point here.
Yeah.
And now next time I compete, if I ever do compete again, which you probably will, it's kind of like getting tattoos. Because I don't have just one. Let's just say. So JP ever gets a tattoo, he's gonna have more than one.
Yeah, all at once.
So yeah, what the hell was I saying? But anyways, yeah, because you're probably gonna compete again. So yeah, so you have a base point and just work on being better than that last time you competed. That's all you're getting.
Well, and realistically too, like like nobody's gonna ever know, like especially if it's your first show. Nobody's ever going to know how your particular body's going to respond to all of this.
Oh yes,
right. So how do we know if you're going to need more or less of this or that or like whatever, right? Like because like it's such an individualized
everyone's
thing.
Different, yeah. Like some people, like, everyone takes a different amount of calories to maintain a certain thing. Like to get to a calorie deficit is like different for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So start burning off fat. Or whatever, or holding on to muscle mass, or everyone has their own challenges. Like certain areas of your body aren't going to get as lean as other areas, and everyone's different.
Yeah.
But once you do it a little bit, or you learn your physique, right?
Yeah. That's it, right?
It's always something nice to know, eh?
Yeah. The commitment part is the biggest thing, though, right? Like
that's just,
commit to it. Decide it's going to follow through. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be hard. Anytime that you're committing to something, it's always going to be hard. Life is never going to cooperate.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like I'd rather you go on stage and you amped it up at the end because you really screwed up at the beginning. Like some people will do that. They're like, holy shit, I messed up, because they don't know how to time everything, right? Because you're trying to lose body fat slowly while hanging on to muscle, while you get closer and closer to the show. But then you realize, okay, I should have been losing. Some people think, oh, I need to lose about 10 pounds to get on stage. Then it turns out they probably need to lose about 25.
Yeah.
Then they realize that as they're halfway there, they're like, oh shit, and they just ramp it up.
Yeah.
Not say, oh shit, I'm gonna quit. They say, no, instead, I'm not quitting, I'm just gonna ramp it up then.
Yeah.
Because
make adjustments.
So I got July 9th, adjust, yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of quitting, just adjust.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be proud of yourself once you made it, that's for sure. And also people around you are gonna look at you different.
Yeah.
Because if you end up being that guy who talks the talk and always quits, you're going to be that guy in their eyes. They're not going to tell you anything. They're probably going to say, oh, that's okay. That's okay. But in their mind, they're thinking, I knew he couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Or he's not better than me.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, you're just one of us.
Yeah.
You're just going to take the average like the rest of us.
Oh, yeah.
And then people love when you're one of them. Like, if people are a bunch of smokers and you start smoking, they don't say, oh, you shouldn't smoke. Like, yeah. Or they encourage drinking, especially.
Yeah.
Have you ever been somewhere where people are drinking, they don't try to force drinks on you?
Yeah.
Because they know what they're doing is not right, but they want you to join in.
Oh yeah.
And they'll give you a pat on the back, say, it's okay, buddy, have a beer.
Just have a beer.
If JP doesn't even drink at all, for example.
Nope.
But if people got him to drink a beer, they'd be proud of themselves, which they shouldn't be proud of themselves. They'd be like, oh, right, JP.
How does that impact anyone's life? You know
you're one of us. Yeah. It's almost like, so now if you quit on a goal, you're one of us.
That's it.
So if you want to stand out and be a leader and if you want to stand out and be a leader, follow through with your goals.
Yeah.
You don't have to like throw in people's faces, just let them see your actions, right?
Yeah.
Your actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
Especially something like this, right?
Absolutely.
Just getting on stage shows everybody that you make shit happen.
Yeah. You're a different breed.
You're a different breed, yeah.
That's it.
Okay, got anything else you want to talk about? That's pretty cool, isn't it?
That's it. You're a freaking warrior.
We're getting next level shit.
Right?
You're a warrior.
That's it.
Yeah, did I tell you official workoutwarrior.com, all merchandise is 25% off. We got the IDFA t-shirts and all that kind of stuff and sweaters. We got Workout Warrior hats, sweaters, t-shirts, everything. 25% off. So basically this shirt we're only going to go, I think it's coming down like 19 bucks.
Nice.
Which is actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
And this hat's about 19 bucks.
There you go.
Yeah, so we can ship that all out to you. And then also you get the Warrior Spirit, where you put the Workout Warrior hat on, you're ready to hit the gym, and someone who puts a Workout Warrior hat on doesn't quit on their goals.
Nope. Definitely not.
It's not allowed.
That's it.
Or I'm gonna take the hat back.
Yeah.
That's the agreement between me and you. Whatever you order,
sign on the
as soon as you back out of a challenge, you've got the hat on, you have to send it back to me.
Yeah.
And you have to pay the shipping.
That's it. It's like soup Nazi type of stuff over there.
about.
No soup for you.
Okay, we got anything else? Was there any, let's just talk a UFC talk real quick, just to end it off. Maybe I got some cool. Did you see the fight? Adesanya
I did.
Won?
Yep.
So with Adesanya and Pereira, and then they got on the ropes, did you feel, okay, there's a little bit of controversy here.
Yep.
Do you feel that he did the rope-a-dope, or he's just playing off like he did rope-a-dope? Do you feel like he was in trouble, but he just handled it better this time and was more present in the moment? Or he actually went back and rope-a-doped him? Do you think that was a game plan to get into that position?
I feel it was
a risky game plan.
Yeah, I feel it was a mixture of both.
Me too. I feel like because he prepared him. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, he definitely prepared himself for that because, I mean, obviously, one of the things that you're gonna do, like if you're the fighter, if you're Adesanya, right, you're gonna end up watching some of that footage. You know what I mean, from the previous fights. One of the things that, Pereira's a beast and a half, right? But one of the things he tends to do, right, his hands are here.
Oh yeah, when he starts, especially when he's rated for the kill, his hands come down, he just starts punching, and his whole all open.
Yeah, right. So if you can somehow manage to take,
but most people don't survive that.
Most people don't survive it.
Because I was a little bit nervous for him. I was like, what is he doing? Yeah. He went back and I was like, no.
Oh shit!
But it looked like he was purposely.
His leg was getting hurt again too. Right?
Badly.
Yeah.
Like badly.
Yeah.
He was hurt. Like he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like. They say Pereira, there's something different about that guy. The way he kicks, and he sits, I don't know, they're saying he sits down on the kicks, and you can't even read it coming because he's such a good kickboxer. Like,
he does hide it really well.
And you can't read this coming and just wham!
Because even as I'm trying to watch the fight, I'm trying to watch for the kick, right? And it's just like, before you even realize, bam, he's already hit you. It's like, son of a bitch.
And hard.
Hard, yeah.
I think they said he hit Adesanya's lead leg like 22 times. And rear leg like 6 or something like that. So it was like 29, I don't know, somewhere in the 20s of total stress.
Peroneal nerve runs right down the side over here. It's part of what I damaged on my injury.
Ouch.
Right? It just messes you up.
They call it the dead foot, right?
Yeah.
Or something like
Your
that.
foot, the whole foot.
Yeah, you see some people like the Chandler one time, his whole foot just it was like that. I was like, I couldn't watch.
Yeah. It doesn't
his whole
work
angle just went.
Yep. It doesn't
look
even
like
work
it
anymore.
just dislocated.
Yeah.
And I've seen it for a few people. Even I think Henry Cejudo, I think, went through it once, but he recovered it.
Oh yeah, I think so
like
too.
The first round, he recovered and beat the hell out of that guy.
Yeah.
Morales or something.
Yeah.
Moraes or something. But yeah, so coming back to that, yes, they were saying that the rope-a-dope, because he was playing off like he did the rope-a-dope. Like you were saying, I believe they probably saw the hole in the game. They probably said, if you get in this position again, this is what we're going to do.
This is what we're going to do. Yeah.
And I don't know, but it kind of looked like he was back in there like he wanted to. Because he shelled up real quick. Like he said, okay, he set this up.
Yeah.
He didn't just shell up like he's getting hurt. He just went, got the bet.
Yeah. Let me just watch, wait for the opening, bam. Right? You know?
And it didn't even look like it was that hard, but it was hard as hell because these guys are so fast and powerful. You just bam, and hit him again, bam.
And a good point, I don't remember if it was
rights, and then you got a hammer fist at the bottom.
Chael Sonnen, or if it was, it may have been Bisping, that mentioned something about the fact that, like, one of the things that Pereira has to remember, right? Because he's so used to, like, in kickboxing, like, you got the bigger gloves, right? Like, these are only 4-ounce gloves. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're coming in there open, like, expecting that you're going to be able to eat some shots if you
the hits are going to be hard.
Not really.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get nailed.
I was shocked. Like I know what's funny when I was watching that fight. I was even thinking to myself, when's the last time I got really excited about a fight? Like I've never been really that excited during the fight. Like even the moment it happens,
pumped.
You don't get excited. Like, but when he came over that right hand, I basically threw my hands up.
Yeah.
And I went, and I stood there.
Yeah.
And And they stayed there the whole time I was watching it, and they didn't bring it back down.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the funny thing is, just before that fight, 'cause I remember I'd watch GSP, I'd be like, my heart would be racing before the fight even started. I'd be like, I was sitting there on the edge of my seat the whole fight. And I haven't had that feeling in a long time, but then when he went against the ropes, I started to get that feeling. But then when he knocked him out, I just... The adrenaline was crazy. Like, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a big deal,
It was a big moment. It was like one of the best moments I've seen in a long time. They're saying that it might be the biggest knockout in history. I think just because of the whole...
In terms of significance,
he's been beat by this guy 3 times. This is like his enemy. Who even followed him from kickboxing to the UFC and knocked him out. TKO, so it's a knockout. We didn't knock him out like that. Because I don't think Adesanya wants to fight him again, but they might because money talks. But I think because he's saying he doesn't.
He might go up to 205.
He doesn't end things. He closes things. Whatever he closes, whatever. He finishes it or whatever. Whatever. He just basically say, I put a stamp on it's over. Like, there's no trilogy. It's over. Yeah. He might have won those fights, but I just finished it. But he basically
something that somebody brought up, which I thought was good, and I can't remember who actually mentioned this one too, like where I saw this comment. But so the talk is, so Dana White brought it up in the post-fight press conference, and I think Adesanya's mentioned it as well too now, that because Pereira's a big dude, right? And like the weight cut to get down to 185, like by the time
shocked that he gets there, they say.
By the time he hydrates, apparently like fight time, he's 219 pounds. That's 34-pound difference from weight.
Well, they say when you see him in person, he's like, you wouldn't even think that's...
He's a monster.
Like he's bigger than a 205 or something.
Like
they're even talking about it. He could possibly do heavyweight.
I saw some pictures like when they put them beside like some guys.
Speaking of pictures beside each other, there's one of these MMA channels put a bunch of serial killers and Pereira's face in the middle, and he looked like he had the same eyes as all of them. Because the guy's like just a monster.
He's just a killer.
He's a killer. I wouldn't want to get across from that guy.
No.
Like they say he might be the scariest guy in MMA. And Adesanya basically fought him.
So the talk, is that you know
he's doing the whole fight. You're nervous the whole time watching it.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna get hurt here.
Oh yeah.
Adesanya is technically better.
Yes.
But this guy, if he hits you, and he's also a machine, like he's like kind of like a Nate Diaz. It's not over till it's over.
Oh yeah.
If he didn't get knocked out, he was gonna get back up. Like they would have let him. Like if he was just hurt down there, they would have let the fight keep going.
Oh yeah.
Because they know these guy's an animal.
Exactly.
He had to like knock him out, or the fight's gonna keep going. Because remember how he recovered so well after the first round, the first time he got rocked?
End of the first round,
Came back second round, like,
it was fine. Exactly. So the talk basically apparently being that like, you know, Pereira may end up just moving up to 205, so he doesn't have to do that much of a cut anymore. And one of the scenarios that that somebody mentioned, I can't remember who mentioned this.
Jamal Hill, the guy beat his trainer.
That wasn't the one that I saw. Wait, is Jamal Hill? He's the champion now, right?
He revenged. What's the guy's name? We forgot last time too, but I'm blanked again.
I see his face in my head here.
Glover Teixeira. Yes, Glover Teixeira just lost to Jamal Hill because he got a chance. They went for the belt. They both fought for the belt. Did Glover win the belt, or were they just fighting for a vacant belt?
I think Glover had won it previously because he beat.
The last one he was losing.
Yuri?
He was losing to Yuri,
and then he choked him out. I think
at the very end. So he was like down 3. He would have been 3-2 or something. Whatever. He was losing. Basically losing the fight, and he choked him out. Okay. And then they fought for the belt, and then Jamal Hill basically beat him up pretty bad. But this guy was so tough, the fight kept on going. Because he says he's too tough for his own good.
He doesn't.
I have to retire because I'm just gonna get hurt here. That's how tough this guy is. Like some people, you can't. The fight's not going to stop because they're just too tough.
So the scenario that I saw was, which ties into that, right? Is so I didn't actually realize because I keep forgetting about Hill. Jamal Hill, right? I keep forgetting about it, right? So because like the context and the way that I saw it was just for Pereira to move up, give him a title shot, right? And in this case now, that makes a good storyline against Jamal Hill because Glover Teixeira is...
because you can say he's going after to avenge the loss. Now we got a reason.
So now you got a reason.
You have to have a reason because he's going to skip all these people.
There's a story to it, right? So now imagine, he wins, right? Pereira wins, so now he's the champ, right? So now you do a champ versus champ with Adesanya at 205.
Oh, and then he could be
for the third fight.
And then he also, and if he wins, he's a champ.
And if he loses, it doesn't affect him at 185.
He's still got the belt. Oh my gosh, that'd be good.
Come on.
Like that's shit, you can't rate that better.
Right?
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
That'd be scary though.
Yeah. That would be scary. Yeah.
And it'd be also be good for Pereira because he gets to skip. He's not going to. He won't get another striker again with Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill wants to stand up and strike.
Right.
Because they're doing really well at keeping him with strikers.
Right.
Because if they put him in with like a hardcore grappler, it's going to be trouble unless he gets his hands on him. But if he doesn't get his hands on him, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
But I think that Khamzat Chimaev would destroy him. I think.
Yeah.
Because he just go kind of like what he did to Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland.
We went in and just darted at him like
made him look like it didn't belong.
Threw him down the ground. Even no strikes were thrown. Just like dove at his legs.
Yeah.
And it was so fast. It was almost like what just happened.
Yeah.
It was like lightning speed.
Yeah.
He's going to do the same thing with the other guy.
Yeah.
But he's not stupid, so he won't do what like Ben Askren did and get knocked out. Because Khamzat is still punch too, right? So he's going to he'd play
set it up.
But if as soon as he sets it up, he sees the opening, you're going down, and that's it. And you're going to get choked out.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be skilled enough to stop him.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that there's no way
so dominant.
There's no way Pereira is skilled enough to stop jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and all that stuff.
Not at that level, too.
If he does, if he can stop some guy who's like especially like Khamzat from choking him out or something, that'd be impressive.
Yeah.
If he can, imagine if Khamzat gets on him within the first minute of the first round.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'd almost bet all my money that he's going to take him out before.
Oh yeah.
He's got 4 minutes to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's the thing. He's not even just a guy that can grapple. He's a freaking specialist at that.
And he's a machine too.
He's a machine. He's not going to get tired.
He doesn't want to go the distance. He doesn't want to win a decision. He wants to take you out. He wants
That's it. Done.
What's he say? I'd kill you.
Yeah. I like to smash.
Smash.
Everyone, I kill everyone.
He's going to smash you.
Yeah.
And he'll probably ground and pound you, or he's going to smash you. You're not getting out of the round if he gets on top of you.
No. Yeah. That's insane, right?
And then did you see the thing where you're saying Adesanya's petty because a little kid, I guess, when Adesanya got
I didn't realize Pereira's son is 12 years old.
I thought he was a teenager too. Then I thought
he was a grown 20-something-year-old man.
Oh, no, I didn't think that. I thought he was a teenager. I thought he was going to be at least a teenager.
Oh,
the guy's like 11 or something, but at the time he was only 5 or something. He's 6 because that's a big joke.
From the original one, yeah.
The original knockout where he did the thing. It was a 6-year-old kid who did it, but he did fall to the mat and everything, like for the sleeper thing.
Yeah.
But Adesanya got knocked right out like that. He was knocked out. The first time he got knocked out by Pereira, he was knocked out.
Yeah.
But a 6-year-old does not understand what you're doing. If anything, what I was thinking when I was actually driving here, because I was thinking we should talk about this, I was thinking, what might have been, if anyone has anything bad to say about this, what should have happened to me is Pereira should have said something. Hey, Adesanya, like a text or something, not text, but
he's commented now.
A social media post. No, not about that. About the first one saying, "Oh, sorry, my son did something." He's a little boy. He doesn't understand.
Right.
I know it's because it's martial arts. This is like respect.
Yeah.
That was not respectful.
That was not respectful.
But a 6-year-old doesn't know.
Right.
Because that's what the joke was. It's like the guy has a vendetta or whatever. What's it called? Whatever.
Yeah.
He can't get over it with a little.
My child did.
Baby basically said.
Yeah.
If you look at a 6-year-old picture, just look at a picture. Because one of the other MMA guys is like, just look at, like, if you have kids, just look at one of the pictures when they were 6 years old. And like, that's who Adesanya is pissed off at.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like a little baby.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a clue what they're doing. The only thing they know is that their dads are Superman.
Yeah.
And he just won. And he wants to show his dad how proud he is.
Yeah.
He's trying to get the validation of his dad to say, look at dad, look what I did. And your person says, give him a pat back, good job. Get this together type thing.
Yeah. Apparently the kid wanted to do it again after the first UFC fight with Adesanya.
Oh, he did?
Right? And Pereira apparently was like, he didn't get knocked out, but he, TKO, whatever, right? So the kid wanted to do something with it, whatever, right? And Pereira had to be like, okay, no, you know what? Like, you had to tell him, like, you had to stop him, right? Like, from doing anything.
So then, right there and then, that's when it's all over. Like, Adesanya, you don't do that.
Yeah.
Adesanya, they say the only thing that some of these people are saying that they give him a pass for is because Adesanya doesn't understand because he doesn't have kids.
That's true.
So maybe he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
And Adesanya says, I'm petty.
This is life or death. right? And yeah, and you hear him
He
talk.
can't get over anything.
No.
Like if you did something disrespectful from 10 years ago, he didn't forget.
No. Oh yeah.
Some people are very petty, right? Like,
Yeah.
Most people, like, there's... Okay, right. So if someone did something to you, you're gonna, like, if you get an opportunity...
I'll remember.
So what's your take? Do you think it was, like, really bad, or do you think it's a pass, or do you think it's a fight game, or do you think... Because also the kid was, like, crying out at you.
Yeah.
Your dad's lying there, knocked... And they said the knockout was... Because they said it wasn't...
It was a bad knockout.
Like, he was
down for a long time.
2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And when he came up, he didn't know where he was.
No. Yeah.
So that's scary stuff. Basically, your dad could... The kid thinks maybe...
It's scary for an adult to see it.
Dead.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
He's probably watched enough fights. But my dad's very hurt.
Yeah.
And this guy's making fun of me.
Right.
And pointing at me.
Yeah.
That's just...
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess we can let it ride just because it is a... What do they say? They say
in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, they say the adrenaline's going crazy too,
Yeah.
right? They say something you almost gotta give him a pass on what they say.
Well, from an Adesanya standpoint, like, you know, this was life and death.
Well, he's a maniac. He even says that one fight with Gilbert Burns, he says, "I'm prepared to die."
Yeah.
He literally said that walking out to the round. He's like, "Oh my God." And he came out and held around. The guy's a beast.
Yeah.
Here's another fight. Oh yeah. So, do you have any takes on that before I move on from it?
No, I think that's like, you know, it's
I think there's just sweep around the rug. It's not a big deal. It's a big deal to some people, but you know, it's a fight game. This is crazy shit.
Yeah.
This ain't the feelings business, where this is the ultimate fighting championship, not the ultimate feelings.
Not the ultimate feelings.
Feelings championships.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a little bit pushed on the line, though, like
because
it wasn't necessary. But they get it. If he doesn't have kids, he doesn't understand, right?
Yeah, he doesn't get it.
And then here's the newest one. What's that guy's name that Paulo Costa?
Yes.
Paulo Costa is like really coming on.
He's
hard
trolling everyone.
about trolling him about saying that Adesanya is gay. Right?
Oh yeah.
And Adesanya is a little bit of a flamboyant guy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I've never thought he was gay though.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, that's not the point of what we're talking about, whether it's wrong or not. It's just the funny thing is that.
Yeah.
But Paulo Costa is a troll. Like he's good at this.
Yeah.
So he knows it's getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So he's like coming on hard about it. And he even used the F word like for it, like the really rude word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's putting that out in post. So then basically Adesanya almost has to say something. So Adesanya's like saying things, but people are wondering what does he mean by what he's saying?
Yeah.
And he's saying things are so vague. Like is he saying he is, or is he saying he isn't?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he also he does things that normal straight guys don't do. Like he gets his nails done, manicures. Wears like he had a skirt thing on when he did the weigh-ins.
Oh yeah. I didn't even see that. No.
For the face-off.
Yeah.
For the ceremonial weigh-ins and the face-off.
Okay.
I think a skirt.
Oh yeah.
And a tank top.
Oh yeah.
And one time he also had a pearl necklace.
Pearl necklace. I remember pearl necklace.
Like, guys don't wear pearls.
Yeah.
But that's saying this is like. He's obviously a little bit more of an interesting person, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of like. He's like an artist almost, right? And artists are usually a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because he approaches fighting like it's an art.
Yeah.
And anime and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So basically what the conclusion is, people think he's not gay.
Yeah.
Whether he is or not, it's not a big deal. But I think it would be a big deal in the MMA world because this is a man's sport, right? Like, I don't think. Do you think if he was, he would come out and say it? I don't think he would.
I don't think it would make too much.